What's going on, guys? Hey, it's Anthony with the Wrench It Out Experiment. Thank you for tuning in. In today's episode, we're going to be talking about some new FAA rules for drone pilots. All right, guys, so if you're a UAV drone pilot, there's a lot of rules already, and you already know that you're sanctioned by the FAA in the United States. A couple of the simple rules are if you're flying a drone above 0.55 and below 55 pounds, you have to register it. And if you're below the 0.55, you don't, because more than likely that's a tiny little toy. So I use the DJI Phantom for advanced, I had the Pro, so forth and so on. We're not going to talk about that today, but what we are going to talk about is the new rules effective February 25th, 2019. If you guys aren't registered with the FAA, a couple of things that you need to know up front. You're supposed to be, even if you're a hobbyist and you're just flying this around for fun, you're taking some photos, friends, family, mountains, whatever it is, or video for that as well. So if you are doing that, just do the hobbyist thing. It's like $10, $5. You go on there, you fill out some information, answer some questions, and then you'll get a certificate that looks just like this. It's a small UAV certificate of registration. Now this is what you'll need to get, and a part of this, whether you're a hobbyist or a commercial use pilot, which obviously if you're commercial use, you'll have to get the UAV 107 license, which is a whole different conversation. We're not going to dive into that. However, one of the deals with this is you get a certificate number with your registration. You're supposed to register no matter what. That certificate number, it was under the old ruling was it just had to be on the drone. So a lot of the time I would print it off and use my little Dynamax label maker. That's what most people do, or write it on it or whatever. I'd write it in the base so you didn't have this thing flopping around on the outside or whatever it may be. Now, effective February 25th, 2019, you have to adhere that number to the exterior of your drone and it needs to be visible. So the picture that they show is actually a DJI Phantom, and then it shows the sticker running on the outside. I have not done this yet. During the production of this video, we've got a couple of weeks until that new rule is effective, so I will be doing that, as you should as well. Obviously, where it gets a little difficult is when you get into your licensing and hobby, no matter what it is, and you're going on those smaller drones, so you're gonna have to make some tiny little thing for it. Now the FAA has all kinds of rules. Let me pull up the email. I'll skim through it real quick. It simply says the rule for small drones started in 2015. Obviously this is the 2019 update. There's a lot of other new and final rules. I'll put a link to this down below if you're interested in checking this out. But that is the most recent update, and I believe that they also updated or refreshed some of the verbiage for flying at night and flying around or over people, which is never really a good idea, especially a crowd of people you don't know, they're unaware of the drone, so forth and so on. In fact, it's against FAA ruling. There's a lot of rules that the FAA has that I know a lot of people aren't following because I've seen their footage. The line of sight rule, the height rule, so forth and so on. We're not going into any of that. To each their own. You got to make your decisions. You're an adult or a kid, and you go through the process. Then you just figure it out on your own. So I will be adding that to the exterior of the drone, and then we do have a lot of really cool drone videos that we're going to be working on here in the near future. So don't forget, hit the subscribe button down below. We drop videos every single week here at the Wrench It Out Experiment. Sometimes it's drone related, sometimes it's not. We recently did one on this guy right here, the Rode Podcaster mic. We're here in the garage. This is where I shoot the Wrenched Out garage. And we're going into a lot of other tech gear and we're talking through that. We're talking through drone stuff. We're talking through a lot of other things. I'm not going to go into that. Thank you guys for tuning in. Hopefully this little tip, if you guys didn't get the email, it's super simple. So just I would suggest just doing it. You know, to each your own. If you don't care, then you don't care. That's your business. Thank you guys for tuning in, and we'll see you guys in the next video.